Dear viewers, today we are going to tell you about a new revolution in Burkina Faso, one that has the power to change the politics of food across the world. You have often heard people say that Africa is poor, that it has no resources, and that its people die of hunger. But now the picture is changing. Yes, under the bold leadership of President Ibrahim Traoré, Burkina Faso has taken a step that even powerful nations hesitate to think about. He has announced a plan to raise millions of deer and billions of locusts in the country. At first, this may surprise you. How can a small African nation change the world by farming deer and locusts? But this is exactly the kind of visionary project that has left many powerful countries stunned. As you know, large parts of Africa are deserts where farming is difficult and food shortages have always been a major problem. But Traoré thought differently. He asked, why not use these same lands for something that the global market demands? Something that can also benefit the people. This is how the idea of deer farming began. Under this plan, thousands of acres of land have been transformed into grasslands, where millions of deer can be raised. These are not ordinary deer, but special breeds whose valuable antlers are used around the world in the production of medicines. To make this project successful, the government of Burkina Faso organized special training programs for local farmers, teaching them modern methods of raising and managing deer. In these grasslands, the deer are provided with green fodder, maize, and millet to ensure the best possible growth. Special, secure areas have also been created for pregnant females, where they can give birth safely and peacefully. Ibrahim Traoré also announced that this project will not only provide meat for the local population, but also generate billions of dollars in exports by selling deer antlers in international markets. You may be surprised to know that in many parts of the world, deer antlers are considered even more precious than gold. In traditional medicine, they are regarded as a source of strength, energy, and healing. For centuries, countries like China, Korea, and Japan have been using them in the production of natural medicines. But now Ibrahim Traoré has decided that Burkina Faso will not only meet this demand, but will also stand among the world's leading suppliers. Burkina Faso is now preparing to establish its own place in this global market. In traditional African medicine, deer antlers have always held a special value. Local healers have believed for centuries that they reduce joint pain, strengthen the blood, and give the body the power to fight against diseases. Now, with deer and antlers being produced on a large scale in Burkina Faso, not only will the local people benefit, but this precious product will also be exported across the world. But President Ibrahim Traoré's vision is not limited to medicine alone. He has announced that deer antlers will be processed into powders, capsules, and various supplements, and then exported to markets in Europe, the Middle East, and Asia. This will not only bring in millions of dollars in revenue, but also give a new foundation to the economy of Burkina Faso. In fact, universities in Burkina Faso have already launched a new research program. The aim is to explore what new medicines and treatments can be developed from deer antlers. Think about it, friends. Something that was once regarded as a simple folk remedy by villagers is now becoming a serious subject of research in international laboratories. Another important point is how these antlers are extracted. Around the world, this process is often carried out through cruel and harsh methods. But Ibrahim Traoré made it very clear. Such practices will never be allowed in Burkina Faso. He stated firmly that progress must come with respect for both humanity and animals. That is why the government has introduced the most modern and safest techniques for removing antlers. When a deer's antlers reach the velvet stage, fully grown but still soft, they are cut, but only after the animal is gently sedated so that it feels no pain. Expert veterinary doctors carry out this procedure with extreme care. Immediately after removal, the area is treated with medicine, and a special protective cap is placed over it to stop bleeding and prevent infection. This cap works like a bandage, and within a few days, the wound heals completely. Traoré has named this system human and green farming. He has declared openly that while the goal is certainly to generate wealth, it must never come at the cost of cruelty. This is precisely why international experts are praising this project, calling it one of the most ethical farming models in the world. Viewers, think about it. While most powerful nations chase only profit, Burkina Faso has shown that it is possible to achieve progress while also protecting and respecting animals. Now let us move to the most difficult but most essential part of this project, the actual raising of the deer. These grasslands have been carefully designed to give the animals a natural and healthy environment. There are open fields for free movement, shaded areas for comfort, and secure sources of clean water. For pregnant females, special protected rooms have been built where they can safely give birth. Locally grown crops like alfalfa, maize, and millet form a major part of their diet. Along with this, they are also given grains and seeds to ensure they receive enough protein and carbohydrates. This balanced diet not only keeps them healthy, but also ensures that their valuable antlers grow faster, stronger, and of higher quality. To make sure everything runs smoothly, Ibrahim Traoré has assembled a dedicated team of veterinary doctors who constantly monitor the health and growth of the deer. Every single deer in these farms is monitored with the utmost care. Detailed medical records are kept for each animal, vaccinations are administered, and if any deer shows signs of illness, immediate treatment is provided. This is something that Burkina Faso has never seen before. It proves that Ibrahim Traoré's vision is not just about obtaining meat or antlers, but about establishing a modern and sustainable system, one that will astonish the world and make them ask how such a small African country is achieving something so remarkable. Now, dear viewers, let us come to the part of this project that directly benefits the people: deer meat for consumption and cooking. As you know, in a country like Burkina Faso, one of the biggest problems is the lack of protein. People often survive on chicken or goat meat, but even those are becoming more expensive day by day. Ibrahim Traoré recognized this urgent need and announced that the meat obtained from deer farming will be made available to the public at affordable prices, so that no one in the country suffers from hunger or weakness. This meat will not only be abundant, but also highly nutritious. Deer meat is rich in iron, zinc, and vitamin B, all of which are vital for human health. For weak and sick individuals, this can be a perfect source of nourishment and recovery. But friends, the story does not end here. Traoré has also decided that deer meat will not remain limited to local cuisine. Instead, it will be introduced into African and even international dishes. For example, deer soup will be prepared with local herbs such as hibiscus, baobab, and other medicinal plants. This soup will not only provide strength, but also act as a healing remedy to protect against illnesses. In Burkina Faso's major cities, restaurants are already preparing to add this meat to their menus. In the near future, the same meat will be served as a special dish in hotels across Europe and the Middle East. Alongside this, frozen and processed meat will be exported abroad, bringing valuable foreign exchange into the country. Think about it, viewers. A country that once relied only on foreign aid is now preparing to feed its own people with rich, nutritious food, and at the same time export to the rest of the world. And all of this has become possible because of the vision of Ibrahim Traoré. So, dear viewers, you have seen how Ibrahim Traoré is leading Burkina Faso onto a new path. Once known only as a symbol of poverty and hunger, this country is now preparing, through projects like deer and locust farming, to provide food and strength not just for itself, but for the entire world. This is not merely the story of one nation, it is the hope of the entire African continent. And now, the question is for you. Do you believe that Ibrahim Traoré can truly make Africa self-sufficient in food? And can these projects be powerful enough to challenge the dominance of the world's superpowers? Share your valuable thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and share it. And make sure to subscribe so that you can stay updated with more of Ibrahim Traoré's groundbreaking plans for the future of Burkina Faso.